Hey, did you know cams walk? They also weeble wobble and they don't fall down. And they do some other strange things. Let's talk about it in today's episode. Come here, let me show you. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna make some crack with some cinder blocks. And this should be a great way to explain what's going on here. So, over on this side, I'm gonna take a piece of wood. We're gonna put it up just like that. That looks good. And then we're gonna come over here. I'm gonna make a little crack, just like so. There we go. Let's see how that looks. Cams. So Josh, what's the ideal way to cam? Well, when you go from medium to large cams, what we like to do is create a 90-degree angle right here. You see this 90-degree angle? Boop, boop. That's ideally how much camming we want, all the way down to the tips. That is an ideal range for a cam. Now, you can undercam a bit and you can overcam a bit. However, if you undercam, you're going to be losing some strength, some camming ability, some strength. So you might want to go to a bigger cam. And if you're overcamming, you risk it getting stuck pretty bad. And we're going to talk about how to unstick cams in a second. While I'm on that train of thought, smaller cams, medium to smaller cams, or just the smaller range, you don't want to do 90 to tips, ideally. 45 to tips is a bit better. That's because they could walk a bit, and it's just easier for the cam to wiggle and widen open. There's more range for it to widen. There's more ability for it to widen open quickly. So I mean, it doesn't have to move much for it to go from 90 to just open. So typically you'd rather get it to like 45 because cams walk. So let me show you. Okay, so we're gonna pretend we have a horizontal crack here that's flaring out in the back and it's tighter over here in the front. So the crack is getting wider. It's diverging lines. Is that correct term? They're going in different directions. So we're gonna stick a cam in a horizontal placement. We have, as you can see, two inner and two outer lobes here. And when we place it horizontally, we want the outer lobes on the bottom. This is because putting it down like this increases the chance for it to walk. So we like it to have a wider stance so it doesn't walk as easily. So we're gonna stick that in there like this. And then what's gonna happen is the rope might wiggle back and forth and it's gonna go like this. It's gonna walk, the springs are just gonna walk it in, and then it's gonna keep walking, and eventually it's gonna get to a point where it's just completely undercammed. So this is a reason why you do not want to have the rope like attached directly to here and shorten it up. That could be a hazard for that because you could wiggle it around and wiggle it all the way back in there. And also you don't want to have the person, when they stick a cam, you don't want to, like, people that are new to climbing, what they'll do is they take the cam and they will just shove it as far in there as they can because, hey, the deeper it is, the safer, right? Well, now it'll be a real pain to get this thing out. And if sometimes I've gone on these like really newbie climbs where the new climbers climb, let's say like 5'3" or something, you'll see these in the crack that are like all the way back here. You just can't get at it. So I'm gonna show you how you get this, like a cam that's just way jammed in here, how you can get it out. And what else could I say about the topic? Oh, okay, yeah, here's something even a lot of experienced people don't know. So let's say it's early morning, you know, again, your alpine start in, and you're gonna stick your cam in, okay? And you're gonna place a cam that's over cammed. You're just gonna stick a cam in like this. It's gonna be jammed in there, and you're gonna get it in real tight. It's almost like a nut placement, because what the hell, we're like super gripped here. It'd be great if I could get a cam that's just, you know, where I could over cam it too a bit much. Let's see. Yeah. Let's say it's like this one, where it's just super over cammed, and it gets in there. Now, what can happen is, as soon as the sun hits that rock, the rock absorbs the heat like a damn magnet. Some days when it's like 30 degrees out, it'll be hot up against the rock because it just absorbs the heat. That creates what's known as thermal expansion. So when your second goes to come up, there is no way they are getting this thing out. The rock has squeezed on it and just got to the point where it's like, you know, really stuck in there. So a lot of people, of even experienced people don't realize that, and then just one day it happens to them where you just get completely stuck. So that's another reason why you really don't want to run into a situation where you're just over cammed inside of a crack. Okay, so let's try to work one out. Let me show you how to work one out. Okay, we are sticking our cam in here, and we are sticking it in far. Okay, and then okay, now we're happy. And then I'm climbing up higher or whatever, and then it walks in a bit, and then my second comes up, and he's gonna try to grab this thing, and it just keeps on going and it keeps on going, and now it's just way in here, and now he's up and he's screaming, "Hey, I can't get the cam out!" And all the dirtbags are celebrating, and they're all clapping their hands because they got a brand new cam. They're gonna get a brand new cam. But now, let me show you how to get it out. So, your first line of defense is the humble nut tool. So, you can grab on here, and you can try to yank on the bar, just like this. So you apply some pressure like that, and you pull on this bar, and you pull on this bar, this side, and it slowly walks out. Now, it's method one. Method two, you could actually get behind these cams. You might be able to get behind these cams. You might be able to pull the cam down, just individual lobes. You might be able to loosen those individual lobes. What you don't want to do is go yanking on these damn cables. If I find you yanking on my cable, you better believe you're going to be finding some rope drag, okay? You don't go yanking on my damn cables, okay? All right? Don't do it. Another method is you get some string, and some wise guys, they will actually, like on cams like this one, they will drill little holes, or they'll actually put little strings in here, right in here, and they'll have a little loop here just for this situation where they can reach a nut tool in, grab the loop string, and pull on it in case somebody sticks something in there. But what you could do is you could feed some little rope in there, a little tricky little sling in there, sling action. Then you can give it a pull, get both lobes, and that thing might come out just like that. So I'd say those are the main techniques. But if you really can't get it out, just leave it, because you're gonna make someone's birthday. You're gonna make someone really happy. You leave that cam in. You don't understand, Josh. It was really, really stuck and really, really far back in there. I couldn't get it out. Okay, well, what you do is the double method. We're gonna have a twin attack. So you're gonna come in there, you're gonna have your little, you can use your little, some people put a string on their, they put a string on their nut tool so they don't drop their nut tool. And they could also use the string for this method as well. But you want to get some string on there. Get it over here. Now if it's really stuck, okay, got it on there. Okay, and you're pulling on it, it's still not coming out, you have these little ridges here. You can actually pry on those ridges. And then you could walk it out slowly. This is going to take a while. The guy on top is going to be super pissed, but then he'll be happy. Now, notice, what did I do wrong? My wide cams are on top. That's why it walked all the way back. Well, in fact, I don't know how much more it walks when that's like that, but it does. Should have had it like this. There you go. Now it wouldn't have walked so easily. And you slowly. So anyway, yeah, you could pry on these top lobes like that. That's another method. And then also add a string. You guys are just waiting for this cinder block to just collapse on my hand, aren't you? It's not gonna happen. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the Stuck Cam Rodeo. Do you have any other tips and tricks or experiences with this happening? I'm sure we'd all love to read it down in the comments below. Let us know what your Stuck Cam story is. And yeah, if you have anything extra to add, leave it down in the comments below. We'll be checking it out. Joshua Perry, climbing out here. Check our Discord, our merch store, and all the fun links down in the description below.